What's up, everyone? Jesse here. Haven't been live in quite some time. This actually doesn't involve hockey. It's not a bar down hockey talk or anything like that. Today, I'm actually going live to talk about Special Olympics Week of Inclusion, which is just an awesome initiative. And I've got a very special guest coming on the show. I'm not sure if he's requested already, but I'm going to go ahead and check right now. And there he is. Let's get him in here.
What's going on?
Wow, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? This isn't a show about ice hockey, but it is about ice dancing. Pretty much same thing.
Darn right. And we'll probably talk a little hockey. I was going to say, man, you got your sign or what?
I got my sign, but it's not as good as yours. I was warned that you were the big-time coach now, so.
The sign's a little too big for the camera, but no,
it looks awesome.
man, sorry, man, but I had to include this puppy on my sign as well. I know you're a big Leafs fan, but
yeah, this is like the first time in a long time I haven't had any Leafs paraphernalia, and it's just I've just moved into a new place, so I must not be completely unpacked. But I have one Jets hat. I was pretty pumped when they came back, but. It'll be interesting. You'll have to come to Toronto to see your Jets here. Well, I guess nobody will be seeing it, will they?
For sure, man. Well, I live in Toronto normally, but I'm just back in the peg for the summer. But enough of me, man. Yes, but let's talk about what we wanted to talk about tonight, and that's Special Olympics Week of Inclusion. Scott, I know you obviously have tons of experience with Special O. It's so much fun, and you know, this week in particular, I think we should always be acknowledging it, but I think this week it's great to just, you know, realize that everyone really deserves an equal shot at playing sport or whatever it is. Just everyone deserves to feel included no matter what. So before we get into this, man, I just want to say that if anyone posts one of these signs,
oh yeah,
if they post one of these signs with the hashtag and you tag Special O and you tag a friend, you can get $100 gift certificate to Tim Hortons. So, I mean, why not do it? Like, I would highly suggest it. Get a couple ice caps. I don't know. What's your favorite Tim's order?
Oh, I switch it up. I just started to go back into Americanos for some reason, but I was usually just like a classic, regular. I don't like to be too complicated when I roll up to the window, so.
Fair enough, man.
But I'd use the $100 pretty quick, especially now I'm back in the rink. I seem to be at least a couple Tims a day.
Right on, man. Nice everything bagel with Herman garlic cream cheese is always pretty nice.
Is that what you're doing? Yeah, you'd blow through that $100. You better post that a couple times.
So Scott, as I mentioned earlier, man, you're very involved with Special Olympics, and you did rock the rink. Can you kind of just explain what that is and some of your experiences from it?
Well, yeah, I guess you kind of have to go back to the beginning for Tess and I with our involvement with Special Olympics. You know, we were lucky enough to have some success at the Olympic Games and to have Canadians kind of connect to our story, and with that kind of given a little bit of a platform. But early in our career, you know, even before we were, you know, world or Olympic champions, we started to work. We were brought in by a friend of ours who ran the Hamilton Special O program, figure skating program, and brought us in, and we were going in just, you know, to have a fun day, to be in the rink, to kind of inspire them. But what happened was almost the total opposite. They really inspired us, and we were trying to think of a different way, you know, to show off skating, and I thought of these athletes and how fantastic they are. What blew me away was the talent, the drive, the competitiveness, but also just the pure joy of sport. And I was hooked. And, you know, we've been supporting Special Olympics for years now. And, you know, I feel bad using the term supporting, because I always feel like I take away more than they do. But having a chance to have them out at Rock the Rink, these are fantastic athletes who deserve to be on the ice with us, who deserve to have that spotlight, and just never were included for one reason or another. And since we were running the show, you know, we had the opportunity to be able to call on our friends at Special Olympics and to reach out to the athletes. And it was such a big part of our show, and what they brought to to the show, but also to the athletes every night, being a part of the huddle, inspiring the crowd. Probably out of 30 shows, we probably had 29 and a half standing O's, and
Wow.
they brought the house down every night. And it's a very intense show for us, so we're always doing a quick change back and forth, but and pretty rare do we have 9 cast members poking out their heads to get a glimpse, and every night our cast was peeking to see. So it ended up being a really heartwarming and just a great show to have them included. And then I got to go to the national games in Thunder Bay this winter, and it was just a whole nother level. And we'll talk about that later, but I think my message to people and why I #choose to include is because you have to get there and see these events with your own eyes and feel. I think, in my opinion, and I've had a lot of experience in ice dance anyways, and a self-toted huge hockey fan in sport, but I think it's sport at this level and doing it for the right reasons. And I think it teaches us a lot, and in the culture that maybe forgets the reason why we do sports, and these Special Olympians embrace that, and they conquer so many challenges every day, and they just love being on that field to play. So that was my long-winded answer. It's because I'm very passionate about it. I know you're interviewing me. I just gave you all the answers to probably all the questions you're going to give me, but it is something I'm passionate about, so forgive me on that.
Man, no need to apologize, and completely agree with everything you said. I think you nailed it on the head. Whenever you volunteer with Special O, you feel like you're really learning more, and you're getting more. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but just as much. And
yeah,
and you get so much out of the experience. It's such a good time. It's really hard to explain. Yeah, like unless you do it, there's just a certain feeling that you get working with Special Olympics, and the athletes are just so gracious, and they're so happy to be participating all the time, and it's really, you don't see that with all athletes. So
no kidding. It's sportsmanship at a different level. And don't get me wrong, like as I said, they're fierce competitors, but they're also the first to go over there and pick their competitor up, or tap their competitor on the back and say, good job, good shot, or good game. Or and I was completely blown away when I went to the national games. And I've been telling everybody, kind of my style, but I've been telling everybody who listens that they have to witness one of these, national games, summer, winter, world games. And it's quite unbelievable. I can't wait to be back.
That's awesome, man. Is there, other than the national games, maybe it's Rock the Rink. Is there one in particular moment that really stood out to you from your past experiences?
You know what? To me, the best part about Rock the Rink, and this is a little bit of a selfish moment, but was that we got a chance to bring the athletes in early in the day, and we were a bus tour on the Rock the Rink, so we went across the country in a bus. So that meant we were at the rink early, and it gave us a bunch of time. And because of that, we were able to bring the athletes in, do a rehearsal, and get to know the athletes and talk to them about their training and, how intense it is, but also, what it means to them. And that's what you can kind of understand in COVID-19, in a world where maybe they haven't felt so included. Special Olympics was a place where they could go and be included, and not having it during COVID I can see it being tough on them. But being able to get to know them personally, then seeing them kind of, because some of them had nerves. I will say that most of them kind of went out there and they knew they were going to just destroy it, and they brought the house down. It was so cool to see. But some had nerves too and conquered that. And our message to them was, use this tour as like a little bit of a stepping stone, a training tool, because we knew the national games were coming up in February. And so then the second part of that, after getting to know the athletes, seeing them skate in a Rock the Rink, going to see them a couple months later at the national games and seeing their improvement, it was so cool. And just to see the triumph. And I don't know, I'll never forget, they're dear friends of mine. I'll never forget, watching them come in for the opening ceremonies and seeing the just joy and the love they have for each other and for their sport. It was unbelievable. It was something I'll never forget in my whole life.
Awesome, man. That's wicked. And,
what about you? What about you? If you're like, because I went to watch some floor hockey and I was blown away. I was like, yeah, I'm a huge hockey fan, and even when I watch, I'll go watch a Leafs game, I still feel like I'm 7 years old, but I didn't want to step in there. It was fierce. Like, it's intense.
It's interesting, and I've explained this before on a story or on a live as well. I guess, obviously it's not, floor hockey is different than the real hockey. It's more like ringette,
Yeah.
and man, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard, and the athletes are amazing. They're competitive. They demonstrate great sportsmanship though, and it's unreal. And man, maybe you'll come surprise the Toronto Metro Leafs for a practice.
All right, I might just have to. I don't know. I have pretty, like, there's a reason why I was an ice dancer. Well, it was probably because I met Tessa and I kind of went down that route, but I had stone hands, so I don't know if I'd have the finesse to be able to control the ring and be able to work the hands like they do. It's unbelievable.
Me and you both, buddy.
Yeah, I lead my hockey league in most breakaways with least shots on net. So they haven't really made a stat column for that, but I'm working on it.
Where do you play?
My hometown we have a Ilderton hockey league that we play in Tuesday and Fridays, but it's getting a little bit too competitive. So we started this Wednesday night hockey league, and I haven't been around all that much, but I think I'm the number one spare. So I get out there as much as I can.
Man, maybe you'll come play for the Bar Down squad, but that can be a conversation.
I'd love to. I like the Bar Down. Like, I'm not much on social media or anything, and I'm for Special Olympics, but Bar Down, they got me hooked for a while. I was loving it. Well, I always love doing stuff with you too. You guys keep me laughing, that's for sure.
Thanks, man. Hope I'm included in that group. Hope it's laughing with us more than at us. Often the target.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. So Scott, just want to ask again, when you're in a position of influence, you can really, you have choices. You can, in terms of the charity work that you do, you can choose to volunteer anywhere really, but you chose Special Olympics. What was it about Special O that really drew you in?
The athletes, if I'm being honest. I do have a lot of friends. And I will say that we have a champions network, which is Olympic athletes, some TV personalities, and we're just supporting the Special Olympics. So I was lucky that I was brought into that by dear friends of mine, and that kind of got me started. But it's the athletes that keep me coming back, and seeing the challenges that they face and they fearlessly overcome, and they need help in this fight for inclusion, and it's something that I'm always willing to give my time for. And it is tough. There's a lot of things that we need to take into account, and I think it's up to our generation to start making a difference here. The world is a pretty grim place, if you ask me, and we need to start treating each other like human beings, and I think it's up to our generation to make that difference. So the Special Olympics is something where I'm choosing to include, and hopefully doing that with every part of my life, but trying my best to be part of the change that we need to see in this world.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Because obviously you have a crazy schedule, and the fact that you still make tons of time for this is.
Well, it's not as crazy as it used to be now. So it's I make my schedule around that, and it's as I said, it's a great research in sport. If anyone's ever been to any of these events, it teaches us about all sport, I think. And I can't wait to be back at another one. I can't wait for Special O to get their programs up and running again and get this crazy virus behind us.
No kidding, man. This virus has obviously put a
a little bit of a damper.
Yeah, it's been a damper to things, but hopefully soon enough things will be going again, and not going to let it bring Special O or anything like that down.
No, and the athletes have been doing a good job. They've been doing what they can virtually. It's obviously not the same, but they're no different and keep inspiring us. So that's really neat to see as well.
For sure. Scott, I got to ask, man. Maybe I've just kind of been in the dark about this, but when did you chop the flow?
Oh, I know. A lot of people. So, it's going to be a surprise. I haven't done too much on social media or anything. So I had to get rid of the flow during COVID because I couldn't go to the hairdresser. So my fiance cut it once, and she actually did a pretty good job. And then with this 30-degree heat and there's a waiting list to get back in again, I thought, just one more buzz cut while I can get away with it. And I'm enjoying it. You know, it's a lot less work and a lot less, hair flicks on the ice. And especially right now when we're on the ice, as the coaches have to wear masks and I'm wearing a shield. So I don't have to worry about how that's affecting the flow. I can just let the wind blow through the little hair that I have. So I had to get rid of it. Yeah. And there's I still have people like some people are really attached to the hair. And they still come up to me and are like, no, why did you do that? Yeah, you got it going. Is that, yeah.
Longest
Yeah,
my
you're
hair's
not,
ever been, man. But I could use a buzz. Like it just, I don't know. It's a little curly, a little greasy, but
I don't know. I kind of, see, I like long hair usually, like on other people, but just the cleanup. And I guess I'm getting lazier the older I get. You want to talk about the Jets here or what's going on?
Man, I'd love to chat a little hockey. May as well. We got a lot of hockey fans in the chat too.
Do you? I bet.
Man, at my practices, most of the athletes are Leafs fans, and they just give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think Leafs and Jets, they're kind of in similar positions, I guess, going in, and they're kind of similar teams. I think both can make a run. It depends on a bunch of things. For the Jets, more so, I think what is in our favor is obviously goaltending, but I don't know if our back end is going to be able to carry the load, and I guess it kind of might be the same thing for the Leafs.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I just think it's going to be, like, as a fan of sport, I think it's going to be so interesting to see how these pro athletes handle it. I mean, I think I knew everything there was to know about ice dance as an athlete. I'm not sure how I would have handled this. So I can't imagine being a pro hockey player and, having the season extended and I don't know how they're handling it. And yeah, who knows? I think the Leafs are going to win the cup this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think then there'll be probably people will put an asterisk beside it and tease us, and then we'll have to wait another 60 years maybe. I don't know.
Well, you know what? As much as I'd love to cheer for you and the Leafs, the Jets have never won a Stanley Cup. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. But imagine if they did.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen.
That's a great place to see a game, though.
Oh yeah, you've been to a game?
Yeah, I've been to 2 games, and they're pretty. That's a great building, and that's why I was excited to see Winnipeg get. I mean, obviously just getting another Canadian team, but you know how much Winnipegians, is that what you are? Or?
Winnipeggers.
Toe bites. Yeah, they were. They were pumped, and they still support their team, so it's cool to see, but.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll just be cheering for anything. It'll be nice to watch hockey. It's going to be strange in summertime, but I think I'll get used to it. Get like a outdoor setup. And, now that I'm kind of going back or remembering with Tessa and Morgan's relationship, I really shouldn't be saying that they're weak in the back end. I might get a text about that.
Man, so I don't know. I know that you did a video with Tessa with Bar Down. I think it was slang. It was something with cheesy jokes or something.
Oh yeah.
Jokes. But
the dad jokes.
Yeah, it was a great video. My friend Jeff, I remember, produced it. But we also did a video with Tessa another time where we dressed as the guys from Blaze of Glory and had my suit on backwards the whole time, and I didn't even realize and felt like an absolute idiot after.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like I really loved my career and loved skating, and I'll be honest with you, there are costumes I put on that I really liked and worked with some great professionals, but I don't miss trying to get into a pair of spandex pants. I don't miss that so much, but I started cycling a little bit, and I was like, okay, I imagine this would be weird for a normal person, but this feels about right.
Right on. You get on the Peloton?
Oh, I haven't been hitting the Peloton, but you know what's so funny is my motivation to hit the gym is getting better now, but for the since February, what was the day that I had to stay in shape for tours. So that really helped me. But then we officially retired in December, and my motivation's been at all-time low, so I need something like a Peloton. So then I started booking. I was going to do a half marathon, and then I was going to do the Sea to Skyway BC bike ride, which is Vancouver to Whistler. But with COVID, everything's canceled. So then I couldn't even force myself to train. So I don't know if I'm really an elite athlete anymore, but it's nice to get back on there and start hammering out.
Come on, you hit the ice and be fine.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I got to start training for hockey season. probably start up in January, February.
For sure. All right, Scott. Yeah, you mind taking some questions? We got a couple here for you.
Yeah, bring it in.
Amazing.
Do you want me to read them, or are you taking them?
Oh,
I think you better read them off.
oh yeah, I got them. I'll read them all aloud here.
You got to know that this is way over my head, this Instagram live. Like I had to do like a bunch of homework in order to figure out how to get on this thing.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Oh yeah, thanks. I like to hear the sound of my own voice, I've been told. So.
Well, here's one person that just said "Go Leafs, go!" So
yeah, I like them. That Nate Peterson.
We'll get that out of the way.
Do I still talk to Tessa, or what, is that what that is?
Are you seeing some in the chat here?
Yeah, is that what you're doing?
No, so basically there's like a bunch of ways that people can ask questions. It's like a little question box. So I just got a bunch here. Like one of them says, what made you take up figure skating?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, my Stones hand had something to do with it, but to be honest, the reason why I started figure skating in the first place was I kind of got tricked. Like I was the youngest of three boys, and I was the third. You pay for two, you got a third kid free, and I was 3 years old, so my mom threw me in anyways, even though I didn't know how to skate or anything. And then after the first year, frustration, more so for my dad, I think, because I'd like fall asleep while playing goalie. I didn't really know what's going on, and he was just like, "Hey, like a kid needs to learn how to skate." My mom was a figure skating coach, so I think she had it planned all along. She's like, "Oh, I can do that," so she brought me over, and originally I was just helping my hockey, and then in waltzed this girl named Tessa Virtue about 3 or 4 years later, and she could skate faster than me and jump higher than me and do a lot of things better than me. And, that really never changed throughout my career. But, competing with her is really what got me into figure skating. And then it wasn't too long after that when I realized two things. One, that Tessa was on my team. And the second one, so I didn't have to compete with her, which was awesome. Got a little bit less depressing after that. And then the second one was that I actually love to dance and to ice dance and to be able to perform. And it was an interesting kind of realization for me, because I grew up wanting to be Joe Sakic, and I wanted to win the Stanley Cup. And in my eighth grade yearbook, I wrote I wanted to go to the Olympics, but I don't think it was for figure skating yet. I watched Simon Whitfield win in Sydney, and I thought, that's so cool that a Canadian can be the best in the world, and that never left me. And then when I started to excel at figure skating, I thought, this may be our ticket.
For sure. Well, I mean, you accomplished some pretty nuts milestones. So
I held on to Tessa and wouldn't let her go, and she took us to pretty great places. So
yeah. Well, it was all right, guys. I'm encouraging everyone to ask some questions about Special Olympics, because I'm for sure gonna.
That's a good one.
I'm for sure gonna answer your question if you do. 1 second, my phone's on. Okay.
Totally. There's some funny things coming up in the chat, eh?
Man, a lot of people in these questions are asking about the Leafs, about skating. Someone said that you should do a podcast with Tessa, which would be very cool. Are the Jets going to sweep? Are the Jets going to sweep the Flames? I
hope so.
How is your coaching going? Me too.
Yeah, you know what? Coaching is so interesting for me, and as I talked about, I think Tessa and I both felt like as athletes, we had gotten a lot out of sport and we're ready to move on. But coaching is kind of like starting with a blank slate, and we were pretty pumped to be able to get back on the ice and to do shows. But after that, it took a while to want to go back into the arena. And, pretty recently I kind of dove into coaching, I'd say more so November, December last year. And I fell in love with it. It was so cool to see the kids kind of, take what I've learned through the years and apply it, and, just develop some healthier habits, and, trying to help them be efficient humans and excel in school and skating and every aspect of their life. I've found very fulfilling, and I work with a great group of kids in my hometown, and I have a great team that I work with. So To be honest, it's a little bit of a dream come true right now. I wake up every morning, and similar to when I was training, I kind of shoot out of bed, and even before the sun comes up, I'm excited to get to the arena. And for someone who's been going to the arena for over, I guess, almost 30 years now, and with Tessa for 22 years, it's pretty cool, and I know how fortunate I am to still be able to enjoy it as much as I do. So it's kind of been like a breath of fresh air, to be honest, and it's really fun. And now it's kind of neat because I could just be the worst coach ever, even though Tess and I had quite a bit of success in our career. But it'll be interesting to see. But I'm excited by that challenge.
So someone also asked, have you coached Special Olympic athletes before, and is it something that you would be interested in doing if not?
I am interested in it. Yeah, we have a couple. We have a great Special Olympics program in our skating club at the Illerton Skating Club. My aunt actually heads it, and after my plane ride home from Thunder Bay at the National Games, I just had a little moment with myself and thought, maybe I'm not doing enough, and would love to get in to the arena and to be able to work with those Special Olympians. And I know a couple of them well, so it'll be a lot of fun to get out there. And I'm hoping to, for sure, once programs start back up again, hopefully in the fall, to be out there on the ice with them and be able to watch them fly. And it's, that is a dream of mine. And to see, to educate. We have so many people with intellectual disabilities that either have never tried or forget that there are those options. And one of the things that we want to do at the Illerton Skating Club is make sure that people know that is a great option, and we have a fantastic program that we need to expand, but we're very proud of.
So one thing that people keep asking as well is, how do you get involved? And I think I don't know how you got involved, Scott. Maybe you were approached, or you approached Special Olympics. Personally, I was interested, reached out to Special O, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah, it is easy. Yeah, and there's Special Olympic chapters all over, and reach out in your community. And I don't know why you would not get an email back, but if you didn't, then reach out provincially, nationally. I mean, this organization is just, don't get me wrong, the athletes are the inspiration, but the people surrounding it as well, and the tireless work that they do, and then the volunteer, like this whole organization is run on volunteer power, and it's inspiring as well. So I would tell people to really get involved. It's life-changing stuff, in my opinion. Everyone operates at their own speed, whatever, but I found it very, very fulfilling and heartwarming, but also, as I said, it's just so educational. I just thought it was just such an inspiration. So I encourage people to try it out. Give a call. Good for you for just reaching out. That's a cool story.
Of course, man. It honestly, I got to volunteer at a golf tournament, and I really like the people who worked there. I actually didn't work with any athletes. There was one athlete who came in, was a guest speaker at an event, and then I don't know. I just loved it. I love the feeling of being around Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And Special O actually said here, they said, search your local chapter. So another thing, guys, just go to the Special Olympics Instagram page, Special Olympics Canada. Very easy. Check it out. Even DM them. It's nice. And then who knows? Maybe we'll all run into each other at an event or something. You never know.
Yeah. It's just all Special Olympics events are just great people all around, just surrounded by. So if you want to get involved in something in your community that is, full of great people, if that's your thing, I guess you could give it a shot.
Definitely. All right, Scott, I'm going to wrap things up here, but man, thank you very much for, I guess doing this. Obviously I knew you wouldn't have an issue with it. You're a huge beauty, and I hope to get out on the ice with you, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You let me know. And, I'm keeping a little quieter now, but I'll be around. I pop up to Toronto every once in a while.
Wicked. All right, well, we will be in touch.
All right, thank you very much. Everybody, choose to include.
Woo!
Hashtag
Nice. Great call with the sign to close it off. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All
Later,
the best,
bro.
man. Bye to everybody else out there. All the
Bye,
best.
everyone.
Hey.